don't care what you're doing to me. I've been down in the ruins so deep. All the games that you played, all the love.
Good evening, y'all. How are y'all today? Doing a little late video of some of the books that I rated top in my reads for 2023. I haven't been feeling the best. I have been having eye problems, so that's why y'all see me with my glasses on. So I've been taking care of that, and so I do feel so much better. So I wanted to come on and just show you guys some of the books that I rated my top reads in 2023. Ones that I really enjoyed reading, from as far as physical books and off of Kindle. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for choosing my channel. Thank you for choosing to be a subscriber to my channel. Thank you for being a viewer to my channel. Just thank you guys overall for supporting me on this all about books journey that I decided to be on toward the middle to the end of last year, once I actually found my niche. So guys, I have really been enjoying my book community, talking about these books, getting these book recommendations, and just knowing all the stuff that you guys do in the way of books. Like, this book community is like so freaking bomb. Like, I love you guys so much. So as you know, I am in the middle of my TBR for January. So I had 5 books on my TBR for January, and just to recap, the 5 books were Once Upon a December, Will Smith memoir, On Rotation, what was it, Love is a Revolution, and Happy Place. I am actually, if you go to my Goodreads, I've done Once Upon a December. Yep. And I am like 61% into Love is a Revolution. Great book. And like, what, 30-40 some percent into Happy Place. So I read 2 books at a time, most of the time, you know, just to get through my TBR. And I don't know, I just like to be in a different world, you know, other than just staying in one world when I'm reading my books. But anyway, guys, make sure that you are subscribed, because Yolandas-journaling uploads a video twice a week on Wednesdays and Sundays. And I do communicate with you guys in my communication tab. I try to do some shorts to, you know, just let y'all know how I feel about some books and just little different things like that. So I'm always doing something either on Instagram or TikTok to let you guys know like what is going on during the time that I'm not on, as far as a vlog for you guys. But if you click on that notification bell and subscribe to my channel with that icon you see at the bottom that has my picture on it, YouTube will let you know every time Yolandas-journaling is actually online. I don't do a lot of lives. I have thought about doing some lives this year, just to try to, you know, get my face more out there in the community besides just vlogging. So you guys, let's just get into this video. Let me show you the top books that I really enjoyed in 2023. Let's get started. So the first book that I would like to talk about that I enjoyed in 2023 was A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. I really enjoyed this book. I enjoyed the soft parts of it. I enjoyed the love of it. It really had little to no spice in it, and I really enjoyed that. This book to me was something that actually happens within life. You know, what these two characters, Ruin and Poppy, what they were going through was like an ordinary life, you know, like they bonded when they were just a little boy and a little girl. The bond that, you know, seemed like it could stand the test of time, the bond that would last forever. So basically like high school sweethearts that will grow up into adults, get married, have children, like type of bond. So 17-year-old Ruin, he actually came back from Norway and to the little town that, you know, he fell in love with his little elementary school sweetheart, which is Blossom Grove. It's in Georgia. And him and his childhood friend Poppy, you know, they actually kind of like reconnected, and pretty much it's like as though like faith brought them back together. And you know, during the time, Ruin was heartbroken for like 2 years, you know, because Poppy went silent. And then, you know, once he actually, you know, they actually started back talking as friends, and then, you know, whatever it's, you know, sprung out to be after that, he actually learned the truth of her absence when he was trying to get in contact with her, you know, during the time he was away. And he just felt great heartache to come after he actually found out, you know, like why Poppy went silent on him throughout the years that he was in Norway. And so like the love that these two characters have was just so romantic. It was just so like a lifetime happening thing that I'm pretty sure a lot of people have actually been through. So the next book that I really enjoyed was Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlin. I really enjoyed this book. This was a love story. It was pretty much about two people who, you know, met when they were in college. They actually really cared about each other. They became lovers, you know, but life took them in two totally different directions. The guy, he became a photographer, and, you know, he moved away to pursue his photography. And once all of that was over, you know, like he came back to the city that they were in, and he wanted a second chance at love. So it was what do you call it? It was like a newspaper type deal that he could put a letter in to try to get in contact with his long lost love. And her name was, what was her name, y'all? Anyway, I forgot her name, and I really don't want to search through the book. Oh, I think it was Grace and Matt. So anyway, so he put the little letter into the newspaper deal. So it was like, you know, they kind of reconnected. He found out different things that he did not know before he went off to do the National Geographics. And youthful feelings and memories came back flooding, you know, during this time that they actually reconnected. And then it just went on from there. So this was like a kind of a love-hate book to me. It didn't have much spice in it at all, which was fine with me. But I just loved the way Grace and Matt loved each other while they were in college, the things that they did, and how they actually reunited when they actually became grown, and how things sparked, and how basically pretty much how it ended. Like, it was a really good book to me. Now, talking about spice, this next book, I can read this book again. So this book right here will definitely stay on my shelf, and it's Varity by Colleen Hoover. Y'all, this book has so much spice in it that I read this book in like a couple of days. And as y'all know from previous vlogs, like, I'm not a huge fast reader. But this book right here, I read this book in like a couple of days. Like, I didn't want anybody to bother me. I did not want to get out of this book. But oh my god, y'all, there is so much that I could say about this book, but I don't want to be a spoiler for this book for whoever has not read this book. But if you like a lot of spice, if you like a lot of drama, if you like a lot of, how can I say it, a manipulative person, you know, if you can get over somebody like having these very not so good thoughts and everything about their kids and stuff like that, you will really love this book. Varity by Colleen Hoover. This right here is a 5-star read for me. I really enjoyed this book. It's just a good book, y'all. This is a really good book. So I rated this one a 5-star. I know I didn't say any ratings on the other ones, but y'all, this book was awesome. The next one is The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. Great book. Great book. I really enjoy the plot in this book. You know, it was about a lady named Sarah who became a successful attorney in Washington at a very young age. She was number 33 years old. But her husband Adam felt like that their relationship was struggling. He was a writer. He was struggling with the success of his career. So he became tired of their relationship because Sarah was constantly working. And so him and Sarah, you know, with them, you know, being the type of people that they are, you know, they had this secluded house out on the lake. And that's where Adam started engaging in passionate affair with a lady named Kelly Summers. And then one morning, everything changed for Adam. He was arrested for Kelly's murder, and because she was like found stabbed to death in their second home. So with that being said, Sarah soon found herself being the defender of her own husband, accused of murdering his mistress. So y'all, this book is so good. So good. I don't want to be a spoiler for this book, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. But I really suggest you guys pick up this book, read this book, because that is a good book. Toward the end of the year, I read The Housemate by Sister Frida McFadden. I had been hearing so many things about Sister Frida, and I got her a couple of her books on my shelf, but I just never got around to reading them until somebody was like, Yolanda, you need to read Frida McFadden's, at least start reading one of her books. So that's what I did, and the first one that I started reading was The Housemate. So this book here, I did put it down. It wasn't like a Varity book, but this book had so much spice and thrill in it, to the point of like, I just did not want to put it down. So basically, you know, it was about a housemaid, of course. She was a housemaid for the Winchesters, but she did not have not a clue what was going on in that house. She seen the wife of Andrew, which her name was Nina. She's seen the life that Nina was having. She's seen that Andrew was such this handsome, well-dressed, successful guy. So she actually wanted the life that she had, but not knowing anything behind the scenes. So the plot in this book is pretty much like going toward the end of this book. But once I actually figured out what the plot was in this book, it was just on and popping from there. So yeah, I just love the way Sister Frida McFadden begins her books, and then in the middle, that's when that plot just like, you know, pops out at you, and you know, you'll be reading it and you'll be like, what? And you'll go back to like certain parts in the book that you seen earlier, and then you'll go back to the other part of the book and you'll be like, that's what, oh my god. And it's just a book that you cannot put down. The next book that I want to read by Sister Frida is No Lie. I think I have it on my shelf. I do have the Housemate Secret. I don't know if I'm gonna read that one before I read Never Lie, my bad. But I will be reading a lot more of Sister Frida's books, but The Housemate was one of the other books that I really enjoyed during the 2023 reading sessions that I had. Another one is Magnolia Parks, y'all. This was the very first book that I read in the, of course, because it's the first book in the Magnolia Parks series. This is a long book. This book has pretty much about 500 pages, but I enjoy every single page. I don't think that I used the audio book in this book. I think I read this book. It took me a minute, but I read this book from page to page. BJ and Magnolia and Henry and just all the characters and the parents of Magnolia in this book was just awesome. The is it Jessa Hastings? Her writing style is just so great to me. She has a lot of dialogue in the book, and I just love that dialogue that they have in the book. Like they have different text that is actually in the book, and it was just a really great book, y'all. I don't think that it has like a page on the back or anything that I can read to you guys, so that I know that I am not spoiling this book for anyone. But I really suggest that you guys, if y'all have not read this book, to pick up this book, because it is a really good read. You will love the life of BJ and Magnolia. They have been dealing with each other since childhood. All the changes that they go through. This is pretty much like a life book for a lot of the people who are stars, and it kind of, in some parts of it, with things that happen with BJ, it kind of reminds me of some of the things that happen with Whitney Houston and other movie stars or whatever that turned to different things because of what was going on in their life. But I really loved reading Magnolia Parks. And the Christmas book that I can say that I enjoyed reading was Once Upon a December by Amy Riddickett. Hope I said that name right. If I did not, I'm sorry. But I really enjoyed this little book. It was pretty much about Austria and Jack. They met during of course the holiday seasons. Jack lived in a Jacomart, which is a place that only comes during certain times of the year in whatever city, and of course it's Christmas time. Astra actually met him. They lights and sparks starts to fly, and they actually started liking each other. And Astra actually got Jack had never been on the outside of the streets of the Jacomart, so Austria showed him life that he has been missing on the outside of the Festival Red Brick Alley. And with that being said, unexpected glow of new love between those two made Jack decide to you know, have this relationship with her, and it just goes on from there. It's, as it says, it's a one-of-a-kind Christmas mark, offers holiday magic in his new romantic from the author of the Kindred Spirit Supper Club. But you guys, I really enjoyed this book. This book, as far as it being a Christmas book, believe it or not, this was the only Christmas book that I read in 2023. I just did not, there was other books that I had in my mind to read, and I just did not get to them, y'all, before the season was out. It's still January. I might try to read one more, but I doubt it. But I did enjoy reading that book. Another book that I enjoyed reading was The Golden Couple by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pickenden. I so much enjoyed the plot in this book. The therapist that was helping them in this book, she was Marissa. She was so superb. I'm sorry, not Marissa. She wasn't the therapist. Marissa and Matthew was the couple that was actually seeking therapy from Avery. And y'all, I'm telling y'all, if y'all read this book from front to back, what you're thinking in the book as you're reading it and what actually comes to pass at the end of the book, you would have never thought that would come to pass. So that's why I said that I enjoyed the plot in this book. I just really enjoy books that throws me off. Let me put it like that. I really enjoy books that throw me off. And like I was telling you from the Housemate, I really enjoy books that throw me off. And then like when I get in the middle or toward the end of that book, I have to like look back on some of the pages that I have to look back on some of the pages that I had dog-eared or actually tagged, and I'm like, wait a minute. And, you know, and I go back and I read that, and then I go back to where I'm actually am and I read that, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe she did that. Or, you know, anything like that. Like, oh, that's what she was meaning, you know, when she said something about this person, that person, or however. But I just love to be able to do that within a book. Being able to go through a book and mark down or tab places in the book that you want to remember or anything, and when you are about finished with the book or however, and you can go back and look or read certain parts of the book and then it like falls together for you, that is an awesome feeling for me. And in this book, The Golden Couple, that also happened with me, and I just loved being able to do that. And there was another book that I read that I really enjoyed. Hold on, y'all, let me go get it because I left it over here on the shelf. And it was actually two of them, y'all. I'm so sorry. This was the first thriller that I actually read. It's called Not So Perfect Strangers by L.S. Starton. This book kind of, I started to put it down because in the very beginning, like, I could not get into this book. And once I actually, you know, I was like, no, because, you know, it's my first thriller and I want to read it. Like, I did hear some good things about this book and I was like, I want to read it, but I just really do not like books that takes me a minute to get into the book. So I did get through the book, and it's pretty much about Tasha, who was trying to get the courage to leave her abusive husband. And when I read the back of this book, that really caught my attention because of life things that has happened with me. So that is another reason why I really picked up this book as well. And she actually had a teenage son who she, of course, wanted to leave and be with her because she did not want him to be like his father. And but escaping wasn't as easy as she thought it would be. So then she met a lady that she helped in the street named, what was her name? Madison. And they were, oh my God, it says Tasha and Madison may have different everyday realities, but what they have in common is marriages they need to get out of. And the things that Madison takes and uses from what Tasha says and what Tasha is going through is just crazy. So crazy. And toward the end of this book is when the book really starts to get spicy. But if I remember correctly, I think it I don't know, does it jump from here to there? I think. But anyway, y'all, but I did enjoy this book. Like I said, it took me a minute to get into it. And it's written by a Black author, and that was another thing that I really enjoy about this book. I just love reading books by Black authors. But I will suggest this book for anybody to pick up. 2023. I did enjoy reading that one. And it was one series that I enjoyed reading. I only got to the first book, and it's A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. It took me a minute to actually even pick up these books, and I have a few of the series, books to the series that I haven't gotten to yet, but this was the only one that I actually have read. It has a lot of dialogue in it, and I just loved that. First of all, I love the title. I love the title, and I love the cover of the book. And I just love this book. I mean, I like the way it was pretty much like in, well, the title kind of threw me off, I'm going to say that. But once I actually started reading the book, and I found out that it was pretty much about a high school senior who was doing a project for a school, a school grade, and not knowing that she was actually going to I don't want to spoil it, so I'm gonna just read the back of this book. It says, pretty and popular high school senior Andy Bell was murdered by her boyfriend Sal Singer, who then killed himself. It was all anyone could talk about. About 5 years later, Pip sees how the tragedy still haunts her town. Now a senior herself, Pip decided to re-examine the closed case for her final project, at first just to cast doubt on the original investigation, but soon she discovers a trail of dark secrets that might actually prove Sal innocent. And the line between past and present begins to blur. Someone in Fairview doesn't want Pip digging around for answers, and now her own life might be in danger. So with that being said, y'all, this book really kept me on my toes. Like, each chapter was just full of suspense. It was it kept me on my toes. It kept me wanting to read this book even more. And then I don't even think y'all can see that, but with the dialogue that is in this book, it is just really good. I love books that has dialogue in it. This book was my first book that I ever read by Holly Jackson. I can't wait to get into the other parts of the series, but I would suggest that you guys pick up that book because I really do like that book. So guys, I hope this video was okay, but those are the books that I really enjoyed reading in 2023, and some of them I am going to keep on my shelf, and others I'm going to give to a little free library. And just so you guys can see, I will keep Varity on my shelf. I'm definitely going to keep Magnolia Parks on my shelf. This one actually belongs to a co-worker, so I have to return it. I really did like this book, so I will probably end up buying my own copy of this book. This will definitely stay on my shelf, The Perfect Marriage. And it's a struggle between these two. I really did enjoy reading these two, but I don't know if I absolutely have to keep them. If I have to choose between these two, it would be Before We Were Strangers. I really did enjoy reading this book. And I don't have The Perfect Couple as a physical copy. I have it on Kindle, so I can read that at any point in time that I would like to. But as far as like buying a physical copy to keep on my shelf to read again, I really enjoyed reading that book, but I don't think I will just pick it up and read it again. So guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for listening to me rant and rave about the books that I enjoyed reading this 2023 past year. Hope I had no spoiler alerts in this video. Again, I upload videos twice a week on Wednesdays and Sundays. If you click on that notification bell, once you subscribe to my channel, YouTube will let you know when Yolanda's journaling is actually loading or have uploaded a video. Again, y'all, I am deciding to level up in 2024. This video, I don't know what it seems like to y'all. It might seem like the start to a level up, or it might not, but I have actually been feeling under the weather with my eye. So but I still wanted to get a video out there for you guys. So it wasn't a bookstore vlog because I just could not stand the light, and it was very hard for me to drive, so I was not going to put myself or anybody else in danger trying to drive to a bookstore to pick up some books, or just, you know, go look in a bookstore to give you guys a bookstore vlog. Because I know, of course, you enjoy the bookstore vlogs, but I'm hoping that you enjoy any other vlogs that I give you guys. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a loyal subscriber to my channel. Thank you for being a viewer to my channel. And you guys know what time it is. It is time for the subscriber shout out. So who do y'all think it is today? Subscriber shout out goes to Lily Wyatt 4086. I'll post a picture of her comment, okay, just in case if I'm saying the name wrong. But they said, "Hey Yolanda, I'm always so excited to see your channel. I love the videos you make. I really enjoyed your shopping at this bookstore. The cheesecake sure did look good. I never get out except for the doctor. I love going on your shopping vlogs. You make me smile. You are a delight. Thanks for sharing with us. God bless." Y'all, when I seen that comment, this one right here was actually when I went to an independent bookstore. So that's where the cheesecake thing come in at. But when I seen this comment, and you know, did some research on the actual subscriber, I was so ecstatic. Miss Lily, thank you so much. I am so glad that I am able to bring some type of joy to your life, because you know, I know sometimes it's harder for you know, some people to get out, to get to a bookstore, and to actually enjoy the environment that goes along with the bookstore. So I am glad I am able to take you to Barnes and Nobles and Books A Million, Midtown Readers, which is a independent bookstore up here in my city, the Bookshelf. So I will definitely make sure I continue my vlogs just so that you will have a chance to get into a bookstore and enjoy the atmosphere of that bookstore. Thank you for being a subscriber to my channel. Thank you for being a viewer to my channel. And thank you so much for your lovely comment. And God bless you as well. Thank you so, so much. And not just to Miss Lily. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed to my channel. Thank you for all my viewers. Y'all, you are what make it happen. And remember, we're leveling up in 2024. So y'all better stay tuned. click that notification bell so that y'all will know when I'm on. And for all my viewers, y'all better subscribe to my channel. Thank y'all so much. Bye guys.